to another episode of Hats, Tats, and Stats. We are here at the 78th Street Bar on Transit Road in Depew, where we always are.
Always. Nowhere else to be.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't feel like you leave, does it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only been a couple hours since I walked out the door last night, so yay.
Well, I mean, realistically, if we look at what happened this past weekend, I don't think anybody can blame you.
No, it's pretty much just self-medicating at this point. Gotta
drink till the Bills look good.
I'm gonna drink till my lock of the week changed his opinion. Bitch.
We are switching up our format a little bit here, and in weeks past we've been doing, one segment as a previous week wrap. Then the next week or the next segment was looking forward to the next week. It felt like a little bit there we were beating a dead horse with looking back on the week that just happened.
Sometimes you gotta beat that horse though. Just to make sure.
We're going into week 8. We're going in. We got a long week to get our Bills picks out.
Long week.
And
can't wait.
We decided to change things up a little bit. So we're going to do something a little different here.
It's Monday night week.
It is Monday night week. Are you jazzed?
I'm still excited. I still can be excited. I don't care about what just happened. I'm still excited. Monday night. Anything can happen on Monday night.
Seemed like Tom Brady was still excited.
Yeah. I mean, look, the Giants almost won a game. It was Monday night, so anything can happen. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd be shaking in my boots late.
Especially, I don't know, man. For being a team that comes across with the whole, don't give anybody, locker room wall material that, the things somebody can post in the locker room to piss people off and motivate people. Mm-hmm. I mean, he didn't even wait for, the day to change. They won that game, and here's fucking Tom Brady and his Uggs sucking away at his sucky cell phone, talking sucky stuff about the not sucky Bills.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like I've said all I need to say.
Tom Brady sucks. So, I looking forward to Monday night.
Yeah.
Always look forward to a primetime game in Buffalo.
Yeah, especially not a Thursday night one. By the time we get a good one. We're ready for it. Derek Anderson. Get it on.
I've been to the last two. It is a different experience altogether from your run-of-the-mill Bills game.
Yeah, it's something else. It's something else. And I've been to the Thursday night game, and the Monday night game blows that out of the water. I have yet to be to a home Sunday night game, though. So that.
When's the last time we had one?
I couldn't tell you.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. No idea.
Huh. I'm gonna have to look into that. Well, somebody comment on this for us.
Hit me.
Drop some knowledge on us. There's not a ton in the way of big matchups this week.
Yeah.
It's kind of a blah week. I mean,
it'll surprise us somehow.
Yeah.
Watch, we'll screw the whole thing up.
Why wouldn't
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Why wouldn't we?
My lock of the week went well. I stand by it, though.
Have to.
That's Charles Clay's fault. That game could have been totally different.
It is Charles Clay's fault.
And a lot of Kelvin Benjamin's fault. Weird. Those two again. And Clay looked like he was going to play football all of a sudden. Like he was there, rejuvenated with the old wily vet. And so did Benjamin. And then they both ended up just being themselves. It was such a letdown. I don't know if we win that game. I'm not saying that we win that game if Clay catches that or doesn't fumble that ball on that drive. But I can tell you the game would have looked a lot different, and I wouldn't have been falling asleep in the fourth quarter. So,
absolutely, that was that one that you Oh, they went down and scored. We get the ball back. We're moving it. Like, hey, we got an offense. And then all of a sudden, we had an offense that coughed the ball up. And
that game was so bad we didn't even order food. We just sat there and took it. And we couldn't even order food. It was so bad.
We ate some snacks. That was about it.
That's how depressing that was. I had one beer.
Yeah.
Just couldn't stomach the day.
Yeah. So, some of the big matchups this week, we got the Broncos and the Chiefs round 2. It was a good game last time.
Should be again. I feel division games. You know how they are. They always stick close. So, yeah. And the Broncos are still fighting it. So they got stuff to prove.
They're not out of anything. That's for sure.
No, not in that division. I mean, they're clearly looking for a wild card spot. The Chiefs should win the division theoretically, but the Broncos as a whole are still in a playoff picture, so stuff to play for. And then, I mean, Case Keenum, still learning an offense, still getting into stuff, so I think they're going to be okay. However, though, this new Demaryius Thomas talk about wanting out of there, that'll be a whole other story. I feel like the NFL is turning into the NBA.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here.
A whole lot of I want out and then dictating where I want to go.
Yeah, the inmates are starting to take over the asylum here.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't know necessarily if I have an opinion on it, but it's interesting to say the least. And it's just...
I've got no issue with you saying publicly that you want to trade, but I think the like this world that we live in now where people are coming out and saying publicly, I want to trade and this is where I want to go and this is why. I think that's the stuff that really
I mean, if you can make it happen, you make it happen.
Right.
I don't know what you're going to do.
So I don't get it. I don't like the demanding your spot and going from there, but
this is, I mean, I don't know the details of the way the contracts are written, so I don't know how you make things like that happen and who's the one that gets hamstrung when somebody, makes a demand like that. Like, whose hands are tied?
Right.
Who has the power in that situation? It seems to be different in every case, but what the hell do I know? Do what you got to do. I mean, if you're Patrick Peterson and you want out of Arizona, I totally understand.
Right.
Because they're atrocious and you're starting to run out of time and you're an all-pro player. So I can understand why you want to go. I guess I don't fully understand the difference of playing a season out and then looking for the move. Why do we need to be traded before the trade deadline? Because to me, the football trade deadline is 100 times different than a baseball trade deadline or a hockey trade deadline, just because the way the sport is played and what it goes into being on a team with, how offenses and defenses are run and all the verbiage. To jump ship like that is so much different than just, I call it plug and play. The concepts in hockey are fairly universal.
Right.
Baseball, you can plug and play somebody a lot faster in that regard than football. So I don't know. It's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it going on right now. I mean,
a lot. Absolutely.
A lot.
It's insane.
But moving back to some of the big matchups, we got Browns and Steelers round 2. Their last game still doesn't have a winner.
How many overtime games are there going to be this year? This is insane.
Oodles.
And the Browns are leading the way with the overtime games.
They like losing the close ones.
I feel like they're getting their money's worth this year.
Yeah.
They just want to play more football at this rate because they're not atrocious, so they're so excited they just want to play as long as physically possible.
And speaking of trades, Carlos Hyde goes to the Jaguars. I don't get it.
I mean, I get it for the Jaguars.
Yeah, I do too. But I mean, you're a team that's not out of your division by any stretch of any imagination, and you've been in every single game, and he's your primary running back, and you're just going to ship him?
Well, maybe they have longer foresight than we do.
That's debatable. They're the Browns.
They're still young, though. They have a new GM.
True.
That's a new GM. And last time I checked, he put together the Chief squad that's ripping life up. So I can't discredit a GM who's 7 games into a season. I have to assume he knows more than I do at this point.
Right. I'm just hoping for fantasy purposes that it kind of breathes new life in the Carlos Hyde, too, because they looked like they wanted to be the team that just had Baker Mayfield sling the rock around and,
Well, nobody wants to throw the ball in Jacksonville, so running back over there has got to be good news for
Absolutely.
fantasy.
Absolutely.
I'm turning around and just, there you go.
Here's to hoping. And then we got the Rams and the Packers. The Packers, the scrappy team that never goes away, and the Rams being, the Rams.
I'm interested because, again, we had this conversation last week about Rodgers, and I want to know, can he play with the lead for once? Am I going to have to watch him try and come back in the fourth again? The debate about why are you always behind in the fourth as opposed to are you the greatest ever because you keep making these fourth quarter comebacks.
Right.
I don't think we're going to have that problem this week. I think the Rams are going to put the Packers in their place, or if the Rams are going to solidify their own place of how good they actually are.
Right.
One or the other is going to go down there.
And I mean, we've seen a little bit of an identity shift from the Rams. They've been more run heavy. Gurley's been tearing it up. You know, it went from
Why throw it if you don't have to?
400 and some odd yards and 4 touchdowns for for the Goff man over there to, just pound the rock with the kid.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I saw a nice stat that Todd Gurley has more touchdowns himself than I think like 9 other NFL teams as a whole.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I agree.
Impressively bad.
So I mean, those to me, those are the
One
three
of the
big
teams were the Bills, by the way.
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, I mean, I assume I implied it there, but I just, for people playing the home game, the Bills were on the list. I think the Eagles were too, though.
Yeah.
So I mean, don't get me wrong. The Bills are bad, but that stat just sucks.
That's a testament to how good Gurley is, not necessarily the teams on the list being really bad.
Well, not even just Gurley too, but that's such a high-powered offense. Like, I mean, I'm sure I could run the football a little bit on that squad. I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah. 4 yards in a cloud of dust.
Hey, man. Whatever.
That's all I need.
I'm dusty like that.
Little pig pen action. I dig it. I used to play in the mud, so that was...
The mud's where it's at.
Absolutely.
All right.
So we're going to play a little buy and sell here. We've been talking about it for a few weeks. I wanted to pull the trigger.
Ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
And I'm intrigued to see what you're buying and what you're selling here. So
let's do it.
First things first. Division leaders. Do you buy the Patriots as the AFC East division leader?
Yes.
Do you believe that they are going to be there?
I have no reason not to believe. This is one of those things we've talked about this until
they're not
finally
there.
Fall. I mean, that's where we're at. So, yeah, Patriots, trash ass.
Buy or sell? Chiefs as the division leader.
Yeah, I have to. I like the Chargers, I do, but I just don't think there's enough gas in the tank for anyone to take that one away from the Chiefs.
I think that'll be a pretty good potential playoff matchup, though. That'd be a fun slugfest to watch.
Yeah, I mean, because that's gonna, the Chargers are obviously going to be cruising for a wild card spot too. Hey, they're not out of the division.
No.
They're only a game back, but the longevity of the season and how good the Chiefs are. I would have a hard time telling you that the Chargers are going to crush or press them for that. But yeah, I'll stick with the Chiefs, though. I'm okay with that.
Buy or sell? Steelers.
I sell the whole division. I don't know what's going on there. I'm excited about it, though.
Right.
I mean, first of all, with the bye week, I mean, we talked about this. Technically, I would have the Bengals be leading this division or the Ravens at this rate, but that's wide open over there. So no, I don't buy the Steelers. Especially, we still don't know what's going on with Bell. Said he was coming back this week, and now no one's heard from him. Not even a phone call. Not that I think he changes things for greater or worse. I think he just changes things in general with his presence.
I think he changes things on the game plan. Like, people have very quietly let James Conner, very quietly allowed him to have similar numbers to Bell on the ground, which is the primary thing you look at a running back. But Bell does so much more than that. He's that guy that can catch that flare pass.
Well, and lines up his receiver, too. I mean, don't get me wrong. Connor's been serviceable out of the backfield catching the ball, but he's not lining up on the outside or in the slot, making linebackers look stupid either.
Sure isn't.
But I was speaking more in terms of just the locker room in general of how he changes things. Just with his name being in the conversation on a daily basis. You can tell me it's not a distraction, but at some point, it's just, it's been clear that there's been frustrated people about having to even talk about Bell.
Right.
So as long as someone's talking about him, people are wasting mindful seconds on his name.
Very true. Buy or sell? The Texans.
Jeez.
I had to get the 2 easy ones out of the way.
Yeah.
The next 2 were just...
I sell the Texans as well. I haven't lost complete hope for the Jaguars, but I am this close. I feel like, didn't we do the Denny Green? Like, they are who we thought they were. Listen, they said this last year. The Bills weren't a playoff team last year, and the Jaguars were not an AFC Championship team last year. And now all of a sudden the Bills and the Jaguars look like what we thought the Bills and the Jaguars should normally be. So I'm not surprised by this, but at the same time, that defense theoretically can make some noise. So, no, I don't buy the Texans going the distance here. Not until, Watson tells me he can play a full season. But they look good.
Yeah.
They do look good. You never know what Titans team you're getting. And, the Colts just dominated the Bills, so who knows who the Colts are. Because the Bills are right there. No, I sell the Texans, though. That division's wide open to me still. Too early for that.
Flipping to the other side of the league, buy or sell obviously, we don't even need to talk about the Rams. They're going to win that division.
Yeah, I'm
They're going
okay
to win
with
that division. They're going to win. They're going to lock that division up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
How about the Redskins leading the dumpster fire of the NFC North?
The East.
No, NFC East.
The NFC East.
I get confused.
Yeah, my directions are all up and downage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I sell the Redskins as well. I can't actually, and I would be lying if I told you I thought the Redskins were leading this division or if they were 4-2. I saw they were 4-2, and one of these, like, wait, really?
I did the same thing when I was typing up our itinerary for today. I was like,
that typo?
Wait, really? Because nobody talks about them. They're an old team.
They're not good. I understand they're 4-2, but they're not a 4-2 team. I think the longevity of the season will shape that up. I sell the Redskins. I think the Eagles at some point will get their crap together and come through. I don't think the Eagles at the moment are as good as they were last year. I think there is a bit of a Super Bowl slump going on.
Yeah.
But they're too talented, and Alex Smith is on my suck list right now. So that's why I be selling them Redskins.
Selling them Redskins because Alex Smith, you suck.
You're on the list.
You're on the list. How about the Vikings? This was a tough one. They were my preseason Super Bowl pick from the NFC, and all of a sudden, the Packers and the Lions are right there, and the Bears. That entire division's right there.
Yeah, that's a good one. I actually buy the Vikings here. Even with their woes, I feel they have the most complete team, and they should shine through overall. I like Aaron Rodgers, but I don't like Green Bay's defense enough to take me there. I don't know who the Lions really are.
I don't even know who's on the Lions anymore.
They have enough talent. They changed their running game. They got a dude rushing for 100 yards a pop now, which has never even happened in the last 10 years. And now he's doing it on a consistent basis. And that's what they wanted for Stafford, because he's been throwing the ball 70 times a game. So they were trying to minimize that. They've successfully done that. Until they do it on a consistent basis, I can't buy the Lions entirely. And the Bears are built on defense, and their offense is becoming more proficient. But again, I haven't seen it. It's too early. So yeah. I'm giving this one to the complete squad in Minnesota.
How about the Saints? I didn't realize that the Panthers were very quietly a game back.
This division is always like that. Every year, I'm talking about somehow Atlanta, who is in the cellar, is only 2 games out with 2 weeks left, and they need 3 losses and 2 wins. And next thing you know, Atlanta's in somehow from the basement. This division is a shootout all the time. It's exciting to watch. I do buy the Saints, though.
Fair.
I feel the Drew Brees magic this year. These records, you know what I mean? The spin move. I feel the Drew Brees magic.
Gotta hit the B button, bro.
I hammer it. Actually, they just showed the highlight a couple minutes ago, and it was just, even watching it again, like,
yes.
That's a 4-year-old white boy right there. Nice.
Put Booby and let him spin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right,
scrambling.
Our next list here is what I consider the next in line, and obviously, I left the AFC East next in line off because I don't think anybody knows or cares who next in line is, because I don't think the wild card comes out of the AFC East.
No, I don't think so.
Buy or sell the Chargers is the next in line.
Yes. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think
they're good.
what did I see last night? In the last 14 games, the Chargers are right next to the Rams and 2 other teams that have gone 11-3 in the last 14 games dating back to last year. So the Chargers, like we saw, the onslaught of last year, I think is rolling over into this year. And I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they got a good thing going on. They're a more complete team than most.
Right.
So that's I'm okay with that.
Are you buying or selling the Bengals, the Ravens, and or the Browns? You buying any of them? You selling any of them? You selling them all? We
It's
don't.
like a flea market in here. I
it's
don't
like
know
walking
who's
through
going
Moscow.
on over there. Yes, Moscow or later. I miss Moscow.
That was a great place. Super flea.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. I referred to it as Moscow because the parking lot always looked like just some savage free-for-all with street vendors and
You can go and buy
a lot of wheeling and dealing going on and not a lot of teeth. That was my favorite. I sell all of that. I don't, no thanks. But unfortunately, I think we're going to have a conversation where one of the wild card teams does in fact come out of that division somehow, because I think the AFC South will consume itself to a point where the wild card comes out of the North and out of the West. So I have to buy one of those teams. It's definitely not the Browns.
No.
And I'm not going to.
not going there yet, huh?
Maybe the Ravens. I don't know. The Bengals and the Ravens do this every year.
Yeah.
You know, the Bengals look like world beaters for a hot minute, and then Dalton consumes himself, and Flacco looks like trash for 10 games, and then pulls 3 out of his ass. I guess I would lean towards the Ravens, but that's it. I'm leaning
toward the Bengals just because I think there's something different about them this year. I said that last week, but I don't know. I was wrong last week.
And they played the Chiefs. Everyone's wrong.
Yeah.
You went out on a limb.
Next in line, speaking of being on a limb, the Eagles sitting perched out on a limb, number 2 in their division.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said, I think they win that division. I think they shine through and take that one home, which would then lead me to be the question is, are the Redskins going to hold on to the number 2 spot? Which I'm okay with them holding on to the 2 spot, but I don't know if necessarily that's a wild card team, though.
No, especially when you're talking about the Packers, Lions, and the Bears.
Yeah.
All within a game of each other. And, again, depending on who shows up that day. Good Lord.
Yeah. I think your wild card teams come out of the North and the South over there, just because those divisions are just going to be so tight.
Yeah.
Which,
So are you buying the Packers?
I'd buy the Packers over the Lions and the Bears. That's for sure.
Too bad we don't have a Tigers in there. Somebody should change the name.
Yeah.
Shift the Bengals over there. That'd be great.
Right? Swap out Minnesota, bring Minnesota right to the AFC.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Seattle used to be in the AFC. The Colts used to be in the East. All kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
We can shake it up.
Yeah.
Shake it.
Like a salt shaker.
Yeah.
Or a Polaroid picture.
I was
shake and bake, Dale.
I was actually on a Taylor Swift kick there. I'm very sorry. I don't know why.
So, listen, we can shake it any way you want.
Shake it off. I don't know.
Last one on this, the Panthers.
Yes. And I give them the narrowest of margins just because I do think they find a way to hold off Atlanta. I think Matty Ice has dug himself a hole early. I think there seems to be a sense of, like we said, magic with Cam Newton. I hate Cam Newton. But he just seems to be finding ways to make things happen. And I think they're overall good enough to hold on to that too. So yeah, I'd be giving you wild card spots out of Green Bay and Carolina there.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're going to do a player buy or sell real quick. You buy or sell Dak Prescott?
All day, every day, sell. It's a bear market. Right? But I don't know. Get rid of him. I don't know how.
I added this one just for him because I knew this was going to be a thing.
I don't know how bad I want to talk of him because I like him. I do like him, but he doesn't do it for me. I think he's limited in what he can do. I feel like if somebody designed a better offense for him, like they ran in year one, he needs to be put in a specific position to win. I don't think he's a 5-step drop, sit in the pocket and let it rip. I think the pocket needs to move. Things need to happen for him, and they need to use his physical skill set to put him in a better place. So until that happens, I sell him, even with the Samari Cooper pickup.
Who has one of the highest drop rates in the NFL, by the way.
I don't even care about that. I still got to get the ball to him.
Right.
I have to make sure Prescott is upright long enough to get it to him. There's so many moving pieces, which is why I can only put so much stock in a wide receiver, because you don't control your own destiny. Therefore, I'm still selling the Dak Prescott.
Well, and the Amari Cooper trade leads me to our last buy or sell. Do you buy the Raiders fire sale? They're just shipping everybody out.
I buy the Chucky magic, and I understand probably I'm the only person on the planet that's on board with this, but I have to look at a guy who's got 10 years, all that money guaranteed, and he's just sitting like a puppet master going, I control my own destiny. So if I'm going down with the guys that I want on this squad. So while Oakland, they're in Oakland, LA, the Raiders, while their fan base is, of course, livid.
Yeah.
I support what's going on here.
You know, I'm intrigued by this because I have two concepts on a coaching philosophy. You either have to coach the team to what you have, or get what you want to do what you want to do.
And not a lot of coaches are in a position to transition a team how they want it, because we're in the NFL.
Right.
You're lucky if you get to year 3.
Right. I mean,
so they kind of have to deal with what they have.
We're in the middle of year 2, where everybody, we all knew that last year with the Bills was an overshoot, and we knew that this year would probably be the step back, and it took 2 weeks before the fire McDermott talks started.
Everyone's still all over that. I need to give these guys some.
You have to.
If this constant turnover, and I hate referencing this, but even the Browns did it, and they left that man alone for winning 1 game in 2 years, and now things are, after finally maybe they hit on the draft pick with Mayfield, there's still time to tell on that. But they're putting together their own squad. They built a defense. They started putting pieces together on offense. They have their team, and they're competitive.
Yeah.
The culture is moving over there, and that's because they let these people do their job. But if I fire my head coach and my GM every 2 years, nobody's got any idea. There's no, people talk about the regime. I'm sorry, 2 years is not a regime.
No.
That was an internship.
And here's my biggest issue with that is, when everyone's knocking the whole trust the process thing. Well, guess what? If we fire our coach and our GM, we're going to start a new process. Because maybe the guys we bring in don't like the guys we have.
Yeah. And they're going to come in with their own catchphrase that you're going to get on board with for a year and then cut their head off. You have to let these things happen. And but
my big thing with the whole to win as a coach, you need to coach to what you have or get what you need to do what you want. And it was Lindy Ruff with the Sabres. He had a team that was built to do what he wanted them to do, and we made a run at the Cup. And then in the following years, we started selling off people, started getting rid of people, and all of a sudden it was we signed Robin Regier, one of the fiercest hitting defensemen since Scott Stevens, and all of a sudden he's playing like a puppy dog because Ruff didn't want him hitting people. He wanted him grinding on the board, and he's not a grinder. And it didn't work. He looked like crap.
Tyler Myers is an offensive defenseman, and we tried to turn him into a D-man. And I agree with that wholeheartedly.
You don't take Albert Pujols and tell him to try to keep it in the yard.
All fired up on this,
but
Lindy Ruff talk.
Yeah, sorry, hard right there. Moving on, let's pick them. All right,
let's do it.
This is our last little spot of this segment here.
Hit me.
Thursday Night Football, Fins Texans.
Oh, buddy. Yeah, I could flip a coin on this, but I'm going Houston. Osweiler's going again. I can't trust that man.
Yeah, I was rooting for Osweiler when he first came in the league.
When he first came in, but now he's in my division, so he can piss right off.
I agree.
Piss
1
right
p.m.
off.
game. The Bills aren't playing at 1, so we gotta find something better to do here.
Ooh, ooh.
So I'm going with the Browns at the Steelers. Who you got? I want to make it tough.
Give me some of the Cleveland. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. They finally get over the hump and they take the Steelers. It's got to happen.
I don't know. I think they miss their boy that they just shipped off too much this week, and I think the Steelers take that one. The Pack and the Rams.
Yep.
Rams.
As previously discussed, I think the Rams win this one. I do not foresee any Aaron Rodgers fourth quarter magic.
It's going to be tough to come back when you're down 15 scores.
I actually foresee Aaron Rodgers not playing football in the fourth quarter because he probably died somewhere in the third.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Was that my bold prediction?
I like a good bold prediction.
Aaron Rodgers dies in the third.
And Dominican Sue kicks him in the face. Sunday Night Football, Saints and Vikes.
Saints and the Vikes at Minnesota.
Minnesota. They're like the Canada of America.
They're so nice. So nice over there.
Good game, eh?
This is my lock of the week. The Saints go in and separate themselves a little bit, and they push themselves closer to the Rams conversation. Saints beat Minnesota.
Ooh. On the lock, huh?
Don't judge me on last week's lock, okay? I was juiced up. I might have spoke from the heart, not from the brain. I still believe that game could have went a different way, but that snowballed and got away from everybody. The Saints take this one.
I'm going with the Vikings here. I don't know. I just think there's a lot there. I think that, me picking against my preseason Super Bowl pick just makes me look dumb. So
I understand.
I think they started to figure something out here.
I don't even remember my Super Bowl pick. Oh, yes, I do. It was the Bills and Niners.
Going real well for you, huh?
Fucking circle that way.
Next week we'll repick the mid-season Super Bowl pick. Monday Night Football. The Sox versus the Bills. Belichick sucks. Brady sucks. The Patriots suck. They all suck.
Let me tell you what's going to go on here, all right? I don't need an uproar from everybody.
Sing it to me.
I want to hear it. But seeing is how I was so confident last week, and I've miserably failed on so many of my most confident of picks. I am picking the Patriots because I know damn well I'm jinxing their sorry ass. Give me the Pats. I'm going to eat this. I mean, this is like picking against the Bills in the suicide pool. Like, you're just happy about it if the Bills win and knock you out because it was so worth it. So I am calling on all that is karma and voodoo nonsense and whatever. I'm going to stick some needles in some stuff later. Maybe Tom Brady's like, I don't know. I'll pick the Pats, and I have my motives, okay? So don't kill me. Pats suck.
They do suck. I'm going with the Bills just because I can't bring myself to pick the Pats over the Bills.
I'm sick about it.
I know you are.
Yeah, we need to end this segment before I throw up.
Okay, well, we're going to get out of here. Anything else to go to the order? Yeah. Well, there he goes. We're going to go do that shot that I lost on the Dak Prescott bet. So, see you guys later.